live to push to Facebook and YouTube, babe. So you can check for me, Kim.
All right.
I guess I should put it on me and not on. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? We are just checking. The more complicated things get, the more checking is involved. So we're just checking everything really quickly to make sure we're all hooked up. And then we will get started. I'm excited for tonight. I do not know exactly what I'm doing. I cannot tell a lie. But I have everything around me to do some stuff.
All right, you're okay on Facebook.
Okay.
So let me
I'm
check
not
you on
seeing
YouTube.
comments. Okay, now I'm seeing comments. So I'm hoping I can invite somebody. Oh, to go live together. No. If you guys hang out with me today, I'm going to do a drawing at the end of tonight's live for like a really good goodie bag. So I only have a handful of people on TikTok, so the odds are really good that you'll win if you'll hang out tonight. And as soon as we get everything sorted out, then we're going to start crafting.
Are you live on YouTube yet?
I hope so.
Scheduled?
Yeah, there should be. I had to do a second one. The one that was scheduled,
All right.
I had to redo a new one.
All right, let's see.
Which I hope is not confusing for people.
That's 6 days ago. I got one that's upcoming.
Upcoming? I said I'm going live now. I see red comments, so that's YouTube.
All right, let's see.
Can you guys hear me good on YouTube? You guys can let us know. We have new equipment tonight.
All right. Okay. Looks like I'm going to have to go in manually and find you.
Sorry.
But that's all right. That's okay.
We had to do a test. Well, we didn't have to, but we did. YouTube says December 19th. Oh, somebody else is having problems finding it on YouTube too.
All right. And can everybody hear me? Yeah, you're nice and clear on YouTube.
Okay, very good. I wonder if I put the wrong date.
Okay,
Sorry.
I think we're okay.
Okay, so we're good. Hello, Patricia. That's how she said it. Hello. Hey, y'all. And I see crafty guys on here. I hope you guys are still here. Pam is here. Hey, Pam. I hope you hang out with us for tonight. It's going to be fun. And crafty guys, I follow you guys. You guys do really cool projects. And I have a sweater on now. I'm hot. I think it's because I started drinking this hot coffee.
I was going to say.
I know.
Because it's not hot.
I could just be having a hot flash. That could be it too, right?
It's a distinct possibility too. Let's just be honest. It is a distinct
possibility. This whole getting older business, y'all, like for real though. Are we good, baby?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So, hello, everyone. Sorry for the slow start. Thank you guys so much for coming out. My name is Royce and Bell, and the voice you guys hear behind the camera is my hubs, David Bell, and together we make up Roycycled Treasures. And so we meet here every Sunday at 6 p.m. Arizona time because, you know, Arizona's hard-headed. We do not change time zones.
Well, we talked about that, and I'm trying to convince somebody that what we have to do is, goodness, it's nice and clear and too loud. So I'm going to turn you off.
Okay.
I think what we should do is keep this time all the time for the east and west coasts. So Arizona does not
right, Angie,
change the clocks.
Yeah. So,
which I know everybody who changes the clock says wish they were like Arizona. I get that, but the reality is it really makes Arizona so confusing.
It does. It makes it confusing. Y'all know how many times I've been late to a meeting or missed a meeting because I had the time wrong?
Or early too. Yes. Yeah, an hour. So
you're waiting for the host to let you in the Zoom meeting that's scheduled for an hour from now.
So here's what we're thinking is when the clocks change again in March, what we'll do is we'll just stay at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern, and not worry about the Arizona time. So
yes.
We'll move.
That way you guys won't have to worry about it.
That way you guys don't have to.
Yes.
So if that makes sense.
And so, well, where was I before you interrupted me?
I don't know. I was desperately trying to find all the various outlets. So I don't know.
But we meet here every Sunday, you guys, for chatting and crafting. Lord only knows what we end up chatting about because, it just depends. I don't even know. But today we're going to be doing some recycling. But first, babe, let's say hi to everybody.
All right. On YouTube, Felicia Brown from Santa Barbara, Dreaming Cat Studio from Woodland, California, Marsha Walls from snowy, cold Michigan, Dorothy Lay's checking in, saying ho, ho, ho.
Well, hello, Dorothy. You guys got snow, right? They got snow in Wilcox.
They did. Carrie McLean from Northern California. Apparently, California loves their YouTube.
Oh, I don't blame them.
Yeah. Clever Cook Store says also in Michigan, too. And Marcia is right. It's downright chilly. Lady J Art and Whatnots is in Oakland, California. Ruru 2 says, yes, we can hear.
Oh, good.
Let's see. Sherry Rainwater. That's a cool name.
That is a cool name.
Bella R. switched to YouTube from Facebook. Joan Volkman. I'm sorry.
Hey, my folks on TikTok, will you guys just say hi for me so I know who's here in the room?
Joan Volkman from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Deborah Allen from Texas. Handy and Honey from Chippewa Falls. What beer came from Chippewa Falls? Hams. Wasn't Hams beer from Chippewa
these
Falls?
Questions. He's really just thinking out loud, and he's including me because he knows I don't know.
Crooked Tree Creations with Patty Davis. That's not the former president's daughter, is it? Are you? Wasn't Nancy's daughter Patty Davis?
Nancy
Reagan.
Oh, but
I'm just curious. Corey Christensen, Dreaming Cat Studio loves your glasses, by the way.
oh, thank you. I love these glasses. I love them so much that when I went to go get a new pair, I just kept my frames and I had them give me new lenses.
On Facebook, we have Joy Elizabeth Brotis from frigid Calgary, Canada.
Hey, Felicia.
Lori Stanley Henderson from Ohio. Shaz Conabeer can hear us all the way in the UK. Creating with Jen Fries. Becky Knudsen has a nice clear picture. It really does look good tonight. I'll be honest. Marcy Eaton, Angie Champagne.
You know what I did?
I am my own personal furnace, she says.
I wiped off all the cameras.
Jill Gomez Haley.
Me too, girl.
Shane Seller says hot flashes are no fun. Night sweats are the worst. Celestine Todd from Texas. Let's see. Jen Fry says, yeah, we're smart for not changing time zones. I get it. I understand the frustration everybody has with it.
But we just need to do what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, either nobody change or everybody change.
Or everybody changes. Because I feel like as soon as I get a good understanding of the time zones, then everybody switches.
And Melissa Upton List, who is one of our few Arizona viewers, will be confused. Yes, Melissa, yes, you will. Shelly Klukas from Wisconsin, Jean Higginbotham from Payson, another Arizonan. Susan Melton from Virginia, Marty Hardy, Marcy Eaton from California, Kathleen Hoovis from extreme bitter cold, Illinois, Sharon Britton Allen. I'm here in
Sharon.
Thatcher.
She is.
That's
the artwork that's in the living room I bought from her at Pamper Me.
And is your husband the doctor?
No.
No. Okay.
No, remember she was at Pamper Me? She had her artwork when we first walked in.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That's what it is.
Okay, gotcha. Yes. So, now I know. I'm sorry.
My two new beautiful pieces I have in my living room.
I just my only Allen in Thatcher is Aaron Allen.
Oh, okay.
So, Kay McFarland from Gig Harbor, Washington. We get snow next week. Jenny Marmion from the Quad Cities, Illinois. Shelley Guerra from Northern Illinois. Lisa Vansel, North Dakota. Lisa Bouvier Avery, Merry Christmas Creatives from the Adirondacks, buried in 20 inches of snow.
Oh, no.
Peggy Missile, 14 degrees in Mountain, Wisconsin. Where is Mountain? Is that northeast? I'm curious. I've never encountered Mountain, Wisconsin.
I never have to live in the cold, y'all, because I don't know what I would do. Like, I'm serious.
And just to make everybody upset, Nancy J. Camp Avalos, hello from Oahu. But she said it's rainy there.
Oh, it's raining in
poor
Oahu.
baby. Thank you, Jenny Marmion. Leinenkugels is from Chippewa Falls.
Jenny knows.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
Miss
right.
Jenny.
You're going to give me one of them there Liney's.
Hey, everyone. Thank you, guys. Felicia, how are you on Facebook and TikTok? I see you, Felicia.
Felicia wants to get
Wendy.
that win.
Felicia won already. She won the first try.
She can win this time, too.
Oh, my
It's always
goodness.
random.
Her
you know
odds are
that.
good. Hey, Wendy. So tonight, you guys, I know you guys have already seen this crap, but we're going to do it together because I had to do it fast.
Wait, before Patricia Cassida. So I came in, I just short read it. And it just says, we're going to get hammered. And then it says, with weather for Christmas.
We just thought you were going to get hammered.
I was like, good for you. That's the way to craft.
She has a serious beverage while she's watching the crafting.
All right. I hope we're not too loud. If we're too loud, please tell me. Because I can now play with the sound a little bit.
He's fancy over there with his soundboard.
Please let us know.
Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We really do appreciate you guys coming every single night. It has been, I'm going to start off by saying thank you for those of you who've been participating in the 12 days of Christmas. It has been so fun. You guys, there's a lot of comments, so I can't comment on every comment, but I do read every comment. I read all of them. And it has been so fun reading all your comments. And it's been fun doing the drawing every day, too. So we're giving out prizes every day for anybody who participates in the challenges. When I say challenges, y'all, yesterday's was like, what's your favorite craft tool? Like, they're not like challenges. You don't have to scale a building or anything like that. But we do have challenges every day. I'm posting them on Facebook and YouTube. I missed Instagram yesterday. My bad. But you guys can go in the community tab on YouTube and answer them, or on Facebook. And we take names from both places to do a daily drawing. So we've had a winner every day. Oh, we're supposed to draw. I forgot to do for tonight. I was going to do yesterday's drawing tonight during the live.
Oh, okay. Well, I can do that when we're toward the end. How's that? So we'll just do two winners.
Well, no, to yesterday's challenge on Roycycled's page.
Yes.
But we have to look at YouTube too. It's fine.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. Okay.
So I'll do it later, and then I'll announce it tomorrow the way we've been announcing it. Dang it, I meant to do that today.
So just to let you know, that's going to happen late because we have a job to do after this.
Yes, we have to go right around and judge Christmas lights.
That's right, for my station. Crooked Tree Creation says, no, she is not President Reagan's daughter. Reagan's daughter shared her name with her.
Oh, I see.
That's right. That's right. You tell that other Patty Davis.
So, you guys, I don't know how many of you guys saw the video that let's see, what language am I supposed to use? That I did about the upcycle packaging for Amazon.
Oh, wait. Angie Champagne, how do we know if we win?
So if you know that if you won, I will comment under your name in that challenge. I'll mention you in the post for the next day, and then everybody mentions you because you guys are so awesome. Everybody congratulates the other person. So
yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good, and you can always come back to the page to see, and if you're on YouTube, I'll actually reply to your comment and let you know that you've won. So because my YouTube person didn't respond. And I forgot who it was now. I meant to bring that out. But I'll reply to your comment, letting you know that you've won.
Shane Sellers is drinking a mimosa. Getting hammered may occur at some point.
Eventually.
But Shelly Gura says, sugar-free hot chocolate in my coffee is as hard as it gets for her.
Okay.
All right.
So this is what I made on the really quick video that I posted earlier this week, but I had to get it in, and I had to get it in less than like a minute and a half, you guys. So I didn't get to do all the things I wanted to do. So I figured that we would play a little more tonight, but we're going to start from the beginning. So we're going to make us like a faux corrugated metal container using cardboard tonight. So hopefully you guys are up for that. So I am going to start by misting water on this. And one of you guys are the ones who told me about this. Now, usually if I'm repurposing the cardboard for like my mixed media art, I like the tension that I get when I'm tearing off the paper. You know, you have some pieces that stay and some that come off. But for this project, we really want it to come off more clean so that we get mostly corrugation, right? The corrugated surface is what we're really looking for. So I'm not like soaking it. I'm just wetting it a little bit. You guys can see it's not like soaking wet. It's just a little wet. And then I'm going to pull off the top, that top paper. And that's being a little persnickety. So let's wait a few minutes because I can tell it's giving me problems.
Let's see. Vanessa San Antonio, we have not seen her for a little while. She said she's been busy with all the holidays.
Oh.
But she's here. Good. There we go.
Hi, Vanessa. I'm going to try the other side, you guys, because
Shelly Klukas says she's been making something every day.
She has, Shelly. I know. I have been watching, and I love each and every one of your projects you've done so far. So Shelly has been doing the 12 Days of Christmas with me. And so now, Shelly, I'm like looking for your project every day so I can see what you did. And so she's doing a Roycycle project every day.
Poor everybody's freezing. We're cold too, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But we're Arizona cold.
We're not like, yeah.
We're not, who just came on from Pittsburgh? Liz Bauer. We're not Pittsburgh cold.
Hey, Liz. Liz is one of my design team members.
So we understand. I've been to Pittsburgh. I understand.
I've not been to Pittsburgh. But, man, this cardboard is going to make a liar out of me, y'all. So, I want to get that off as clean as possible so that I have as much corrugated surface as possible.
Dorothy Lage says, if we want to check out her lights, she'll share hot cocoa.
Oh my gosh, Dorothy, you're laughing. Some of the houses we had to go look at last year, I felt like we were going to Dragoon. Not Dragoon. Where's Dorothy at?
Dos Cabezas.
In Dos Cabezas.
Yeah.
They had me four-wheeling in my minivan, y'all. And so I guess if I take my time, it came off a lot cleaner. So you guys see how that came off? And so now we have this corrugated surface underneath. Let me bring you guys a little bit tighter so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to leave that. I think that's okay. I like having the little bits on there because what ends up happening is you end up having, this is what they look like later, right? So I don't think it matters. But if a lot of times if you have old cardboard that's been sitting around for a while, it's easier to pull it off than this was for me to pull off.
Looks like it's got cardboard liver spots.
No, not liver spots.
All right.
I'm gonna jack my husband up, y'all. And so I am going to start by painting this. I made sure I had everything except for paint.
That face, I'm sorry. You just stopped in the face you made. It was just funny.
Oh, this is blue. Okay, we're gonna use a dark blue, y'all, because I don't know where my we're gonna experiment. We're gonna see what happens. I wanna say this is Inkwell, is this color. And it's like a really dark blue. And I have, what do I have here? I have some black gesso. I guess I could use that, but I really don't want to. I'm going to put some black gesso in there too. Look, I'm going to be a mad scientist. We're going to make it work.
Can I tell a story?
You can tell a story, yes.
All right, well, you're concocting. So yesterday we went to Tucson. And I can tell the story because the person we went to Tucson for will never watch this.
Oh, no.
You know. So wanted to pick up one last gift for our oldest son. We always try to target the gifts for them. And this year, everybody kind of got big gifts except for him. He got just a ton of small things. So there's one last thing, and it was a book on gaming that was written by somebody that I've dealt with in the past. He did gaming at a previous comic convention that I organized. So we went to Tucson, and we went into one of the places where it was being sold. Well, it turned out he was there.
Which is cool because he got to sign the book.
Yeah, and he couldn't have been more excited about the fact that we were there.
Yes.
And we explained to him we're there just to buy the book.
I dragged my husband around the mall, though. Y'all know I wasn't going to go in the mall. And
yeah,
just
we
get a
spent
book
5
and
hours
leave.
in the mall.
It was 3 hours. It was not 5.
I'm pretty sure it was 5.
It was
felt
not
like 12. But the trip was specifically for that. I bring this up not to say how wonderful we are, although we are. We really are, darling. But just go to your shops and make FaceTime with the shop owner.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't matter. I'm not even talking about people that sell craft stuff or anything like that. You know, if there's a local clothing store or shoe store, somebody that you know, just make some FaceTime. They really, really appreciate that. And the fact that you're thinking of them.
Yeah.
He really could not have been happier that we were there. And then one of his coworkers was like, "Oh my gosh, can't you tell how proud we are of him?"
I know, because they had a thing on there.
Yeah.
That it was written by.
You know, they had a special display for him. And so it just made me think, we do it all the time. We go to anybody, the retailers who came to your retreat.
Yes.
They know we always go to our local stores, our locally owned stores. But it really makes a difference.
Oh, yeah.
Because we
Especially
did
this time of year.
We walked
it
the
makes
mall.
a difference all the time, but certainly the fourth quarter of the year is the largest quarter for any business, and specifically for small businesses, they really depend on fourth quarter sales.
And we walked the mall, and it was impersonal most of the place. I think the most personality we had was at Cinnabon.
Oh, I know. The poor guy.
that poor
Did you
kid.
guys know that Cinnabon will not sell you a Cinnabon if they do not have it ready? We legitimately had to wait in line for the Cinnabons to come out of the oven so they could charge us for the Cinnabon.
We tried to prepay.
And they wouldn't let
would not
us.
do it. But that kid was nice.
He was very nice. I just thought
Yeah.
it was an interesting, thing.
But those stores, those chain stores, those folks, and look, that was a Saturday, a week before Christmas. Those poor workers,
Oh, yeah. They were swamped.
they were getting hammered. But there wasn't a lot of personality, except at the place we went where we knew somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And it really made a difference for him.
Although I will say that Tucson Mall has a lot of local businesses in it.
They've changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could tell. There were the chains there, but there were a lot of locally owned businesses, smaller businesses.
And then a friend of ours was set up in a business.
Yes.
So we stopped and talked with him. So anyway, I bring that up this week. Even if you're not buying, just stop in. How are you doing?
How you doing?
You know, is everything going good? Can I send some people your way? Do you have any sales I can
Yes.
tell people about? Even if you're done with your shopping, it really does make a difference to those store owners, those people that are working at the shops. Like Dana, we think of Dana McLean. She doesn't own the shop. She is a creator.
Yes.
And she has her own side business, but she works at.
She is a personality in the shop.
Right.
Most definitely.
And boy, just stopping in to say hi to Dana.
Yeah.
You know.
Dana Cheryl, if she's watching, she's going to kill me.
So anyway, that's all. That's my story.
That's your story?
That's it.
That was not really a story, baby.
Well,
so I'm going to dry this really quickly, you guys. Whenever I do a metallic, I like to start with a darker base. I feel like it makes my metallics pop. Same reason I like to start with the white when I decoupage, right? So we peeled this back. We're painting it a dark color. I mixed in some midnight blue and black, but it really does look black, doesn't it? Pretty much.
all right. We have a suggestion, which is probably too late. Do you think that would look good in a brass tone?
Well, we're going to go over it with the metallic.
Okay.
So this is just the base coat.
That was Jenny Marmion. Let's see. Oh, here's one. Liz Bauer. I've never been so mad, but now I get a lot of packages in bags when all I want are boxes. But your short showed that you could do it with bags,
Well,
too.
we're going to do something with, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's set this aside. Thank you for reminding me, baby.
Let that
We're going to
dry?
set this aside and let this dry, you guys. And we are going to do a bag project as well. Because,
Ooh, baby, that's on the bag.
oh, we don't want to get paint on there.
Yeah. There you go.
Should I show what's in the bag real quick? You guys want to see what's in the giveaway bag today? So if you're on TikTok and you're watching, make sure you're here at the end because you get in. You'll be put in the drawing. Of course, for the bag, I'm trying not to get black paint on it because there's paint on my table. There's a Roycycled notepad in here. There's a lot of pages of paper on this notepad, you guys. Roycycled notepad. Oh, wait, let me use this one. Sorry. Roycycled notepad in here. This is a brain dump. So I like grids instead of lines. I feel like it gives me more options when I'm taking my notes. There's a couple of pieces of Roycycled decoupage paper in here. And unlike the other bag where I just kept pulling out stuff like forever, this one doesn't have as much, but there's a kit in here. So this is the purse kit that's in here for you to be able to customize your own bag. And then I went ahead and threw one of my crafts in here, you guys. This is just a little cute tag set for the spring. So that's what's in today's bag, which there aren't any mini items, but the kit is $30 just for the kit, and then the paper and the notepad.
Are we doing that kit next week?
No.
No. Okay.
No, we didn't get them out. And I mean, no one ordered kits last week, and I just cannot guarantee anything getting to anybody before Christmas at this point.
I know we had talked about doing that kit one of these days, but that kit can go anytime. It's not a Christmas kit.
It's not like specifically for Christmas, so I think we're fine. Okay, yeah, I'm probably going to try to do too much, but we're going to try anyways. Because I also want to do a bag with you guys because I feel like I didn't really get to like really explore my project when I did the quick one. So this is just in one of those brown envelopes that you guys get from anybody really, but this is the one I got from Amazon. And so what I've done is I took the top and just rolled it down so it would look like a little bag. And then I've just kind of, pushed it down so that it stays. And for the sake of time, you guys, I already painted it white because I didn't feel like you guys needed to watch me do that, right? So we painted this white already. And so I just want to decoupage one of the grain sacks on here, but you guys can help me choose which one we should do.
Angie Champagne has a question. We will get to it. I just want to let you know.
Okay, I can answer a question.
No, because it relates to that project.
Oh, to the cardboard? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna return back to the cardboard. So I was thinking that I could use the red ticking on this bag, and I could fussy cut out like a couple of the roses and layer it on top of the red ticking. So that's a choice. And then we also have the feed sack decoupage paper, which essentially has 2 blocks on it for 2 larger projects. And we could use either side for this project. So let's see. And I probably have too many choices, but this is what I do to myself, y'all. Anybody who's taken a course from me, you guys know how I am. Like, I want to include all the things. So we can use this, like this bottom would be cool, right, on there. Or we can use the chicken sack on there. Because when I'm done with this, it'll look like it's a grain sack. And if you guys didn't see the video, let me see. I should be able to pull up a photo from my library.
I like the fact that somebody said red before you even showed the other paper. Alyssa Visithan
Said red?
Yeah, it just went red.
So this is a picture of the envelopes, you guys, after we get done. Like, I feel like they legit look like grain sacks, right? And I think it's going to be super fun. So it's just a matter of which paper we want to use, like what kind of grain sack or feed sack we want, because any of them will work. This one is nice. It's more of like a neutral, a nice blue. This one would be nice for spring. You could put like spring flowers in your sack. And of course, this was the one that I actually used on this project. And then you guys know my favorite is the ticking, and this whole piece of paper is the ticking. So I am honestly, I'm torn between the ticking and the red. So you guys help me choose. This is one of my plans. I can either do the regular ticking and then choose topography from my traditional POTS transfer to layer on top of it. Or we can do the red ticking and I can fussy cut flowers to put on top of it. You guys tell me.
I'd say everybody is pushing for red.
Everybody's pushing for red. All righty.
I've not seen anyone not say red yet.
It's because they tired of my ticking. I know. I love that paper so much. I really do. Okay. So let's get this one decoupaged, and we can set this one aside and let it dry and go back to our cardboard.
Felicia Brown, great. Now I need to dig through my recycle can.
Yes. Recycle, reduce, reuse. That's why when I'm online and somebody's like giving me grief about painting furniture and, or upcycling antiques, I just tell them, like, I'm not buying this stuff at the antique store. I'm finding this stuff at the thrift store, yard sales, curbsides. People are like getting rid of stuff, and we are finding new purpose for it. So I'm just kind of gauging like how much of this I'm going to need to cut. And I'm going to tell y'all, I didn't do the backs of my other ones. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do your backs. I mean, it depends if anybody's going to see the back, but I would not have time to do the back tonight.
No, not tonight, but
I mean, I could.
But that's enough paper to do both sides.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
You have plenty of paper. You could do both sides if you wanted. If you were an overachiever, no, I'm just kidding.
What is it with everybody in red? I'm kind of curious now because literally everyone
They're
is
probably tired of seeing the other ticking because I keep using it.
So
I like it a lot.
And it is red across the two venues.
Okay.
I can't see TikTok, so I can't talk to that. But
let me see what my TikTok folks are saying. Red. Hey, from Kentucky. Hey. You know what, Amy? Make sure and stay on because I'm going to do a drawing at the end. And if you win, you'll get some paper. Love your paper, your project that you're doing. Thank you. And the purse kit, I know. So thank you guys so much. I'm sorry, I'll put you guys back down so we can get back to the business. But I don't want to ignore my folks on TikTok. So,
and just a reminder, tonight's drawing is on TikTok.
Yeah, tonight's drawing is on TikTok. Felicia is already over there.
So if you're on Facebook, just pop over, log in, make a comment. You can come back to Facebook. Same thing on YouTube. Grab your phone.
And I think what I'll do, babe,
get on TikTok,
is
make a comment.
When we get ready to draw from TikTok, I'll give you this phone, and then you can go scroll through.
All right.
And
choose. So that's the bit. The poor people are going to be looking at my face as I scroll. That's mean spirited to
they
those
can look
people.
up and see your nose hair.
I know those poor people. That's punishment. So anyway, it's going to be there. So please do get on TikTok. Just put a comment real quick so that way you're entered.
Yes. And so everyone's saying red is for Christmas. That's right. Now it's cold. I'm either hot or cold, y'all. I don't know what is going on.
Here, so.
I know, but why can't I just be like chill? Why do I have to be hot or cold? Like there's no middle. You guys should see me at night. It's like I have my foot out, but I have to have the heavy covers on top of me. And yes, I'm tearing up my plastic. So I'm just pulling some saran wrap off. This padded envelope has like texture to it. And so I'm going to be using saran wrap to smooth it down. And I find that whenever I'm dealing with a textured surface, I prefer the saran wrap over my the squeegee. The squeegee is nice for like flat surfaces and for glass. Really good for glass. So I'm going to be using, and still, until I run out of this stuff, y'all, I don't know what's in here. It's either Wise Owls varnish or 1 Hour enamel. I'm not sure which. I cannot tell a lie. And somebody tells me I need to like, it's time to give up that excuse, but my bottles are there's still stuff in there.
Shelly Guerra, I made primitive pumpkins from packing pillows covered in brown paper. So stinking cute. So.
That sounds fun too.
Are you talking about those like air-filled pockets?
Yeah,
is that what those are called?
That's what I'm imagining she's talking about.
Packing pillows? I've never heard that term, but that's my first thought.
I just use those to pack my packages. Look, Amazon provides me with a lot of packing material that I repurpose to package my orders. And then I like crafting with some of the stuff that I can't reuse.
Shane Seller says your foot is the thermostat. Jen Fry says her husband laughs at her foot.
But it works, right? But I have to have the heavy blanket, and then David's like chunking the heavy blanket over to my side.
Well, you said I sleep warm to begin with.
You do.
Yeah. Dreaming Cat Studio, I deleted TikTok. That's okay, won an apron last year. Well, I'm glad somebody else has a chance to win, but
yes.
I know. Follow on all of them. Got to follow on all of them.
Because it's all about taking over the world. So, like, taking over the world. Like the little mouse on Pinky and the Brain. You guys will see a side of me on TikTok that you guys don't see on these other ones. I probably misbehave a little bit more on TikTok. Okay, a lot more. Although I'm all mad because I finally learned to dance and then it's not a trend anymore. But I'm still going to do it. I'm going to do it this week. I don't even care if it's not a trend anymore because I finally learned it. It took me forever. There was a time in my life where I was good at dancing. I don't know what happened.
Let's see. Patricia Cassida, 3 blankets, fan on, foot out. LOL.
So what I'm doing really quickly, you guys, these little things right here got on my nerves the first time. And it's just the seam. And so I'm just clipping the seam so I can lay it, so I can open it and decoupage it. And then I'll deal with it like later. But that way it makes it easier for me to be able to decoupage the surface if they're laying flat.
And Shelly Guerra told us where to go look to see her stuff at Shelly's Craft Happy Place. So we'll have to go check that out.
And I always look at my piece from the side because you'll think that you've covered everything. And when you look from the side, any dry patches that you see means that there's no product there. And so some of you will message me and say that you have bubbles in your project. And more than likely what's happening is that the bubbles are occurring where you didn't have any product or enough product for your paper to stick.
Kathleen Hoovis, we discovered weighted blankets makes for a zonked out sleep.
Yes.
I do not like weighted blankets.
I do.
I know.
My grandmother, look, way before weighted blankets was a thing, my grandmother had a quilt made out of denim. I swear. I loved it, that quilt. And when we were sick, it's funny to me watching people talk about different things because so many things that like my grandmother did are now things that people are saying that you should do. Like, you know what I'm saying? We went through a time where it's like, oh, that's just old wives' tales. But now those like home remedies are making a comeback as people look for opportunities to be more self-sufficient. But anyways, it's funny to me. But this is what my grandmother would do when we would get sick. She would make you a hot toddy. And I mean a hot toddy with brandy, lemon, and honey. And a lot of brandy. I'm just saying. And then she would put Vicks on your chest, on your feet, and you'd have to like swallow a teaspoon of Vicks.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No.
And then she would put you under one of those 50-pound blankets, and you would sleep for what seemed like an eternity, and you would wake up, and you would be fine.
When I was a kid, teething was whiskey on the gums.
Yes. Because that numbs, I'm sure, poor babies, numbs the gums, but yes.
And my grandfather used to give me a shot glass full of Meisterbrow beer so that I could sit and watch the game with him while he drank his Meisterbrow beer.
Really?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to drink that shot glass?
I don't remember. I do know that when my mother discovered that,
she was not happy.
She was not having it. He's fine, Joni.
She wasn't having it. Now, you guys will notice that I put the paper right over that fold. If you wanted to do it separate, you could, but I felt like this made it easier because I'll use glaze later to go in and really emphasize that dip right there. But I felt like this was easier than trying to work around that fold and wrap it under and all that business.
Shane Sellers, recommend using weighted blankets with young autistic children.
Yes.
Ooh, that's very cool. Shelly Guerra, I'm so old my grandma had a rabbit fur quilt, my favorite place to nap. Patricia Cassida and Jessie Lanier both say that apparently your grandma was their grandma too, because they did the same thing. Jessie says, I've swallowed more Vicks than you could ever imagine.
Yes.
Lori Stanley Henderson, I still do the Vicks on chest and feet. And she also said her mom used peppermint schnapps for teething.
Oh, yeah. Because that would be the cooling, numbing effect, I would imagine.
You guys are fancy.
You fancy,
We
huh?
didn't have peppermint schnapps. We had, cheap whiskey.
I am just drying this really quickly, you guys. I'm trying to see. I didn't bring enough flat brushes out here. So
It's sad that we're sitting there comparing stories about giving children alcohol.
I know. Well, babe, so we have this running joke that you'll have sometimes women will say, when I was your age, I did this and this and this and this and this. We're like, when you were my age, there was, cocaine and Coca-Cola. Just
No,
saying.
no, wait. I don't think anybody...
I know, but it's like a running joke.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of substances that were part of everyday life. We just didn't know how harmful they were.
I want to say cocaine and Coca-Cola was it was barely at the turn of the century, and it got taken out very quickly.
Yeah. I couldn't even imagine what that looked like.
But the cough syrups, that had a ton of stuff into the 70s, I think, is when they started taking out most of the narcotics
that were
out
in
of
the cough syrup.
Because I can remember some of those cough syrups being, you took too much and you were going to the hospital.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Who just said it? Pamela McDowell, when I get leg cramps, take a teaspoon of yellow mustard. They go away.
That's what my grandfather used to do.
Shane Sellers says, I don't like mustard, but might have to try this. I am prone to leg cramps. I ain't eating mustard. I do not like it.
I knew that, baby. That's why I didn't offer. But a lot of times when you have cramps, though, it's because you might be dehydrated. So normally that's what I'm trying to get David to do is drink more water.
And I, after a night of cramps, I typically do.
Yes.
I just kind of load up on it. Angie Champagne is trying to find you on TikTok. It should be Roycycled Treasures, right?
It's just Roycycled.
Oh, just Roycycled.
Yeah,
okay.
Just Roycycled on TikTok. So at Roycycled. So y'all know I love my metallics, so I have a couple. On the picture earlier that you guys saw, I don't even know if you can really see the can in this picture, but on this picture, I actually used the bronze, which has more of like a goldy kind of color, but I'm really liking the mercury better. So we're gonna use the mercury tonight. And of course, you could always use copper. You guys are probably surprised that I'm not using copper. And if you are someone who wants to learn how to dry brush, and dry brushing is one of those things that's really easy, seemingly, but it does take a little bit to master, right? Because you can end up with your stuff looking really streaky. And so this is a really good project to practice on if you haven't gotten down your ability to do dry brushing without having a lot of brush strokes.
Something we were just talking about yesterday during our trip to Tucson. Karen Brockman, magnesium gets rid of leg cramps and migraines too.
Yeah,
but
I just started taking magnesium.
Doesn't magnesium also work as a diuretic?
I guess your body uses what it's going to use and the rest does. If you have remaining, it gets washed out of your system.
So I always find when I have, when things are getting flushed,
yes,
is when you become dehydrated, and that's when I tend to get more leg cramps.
And then there's different kinds of magnesiums too.
Yeah.
You have magnesium oxide, and then there's different ones.
Lori Scott says tonic water for leg cramps. Okay, I could try that. And Pamela Adair says, I remember paregoric when it was over the counter. I don't know what paregoric is.
Me either. One of my viewers on TikTok said that her friend dipped her baby's pacifier right in a daiquiri because she was colicky and it worked. Mustard helps heartburn too. That's what Amy says.
Somebody said, oh, there it is. Jean Bartholomew.
Mercury sounds cool. Yeah, right. The mercury is cool. Pickle juice for leg cramps. I've actually heard that before.
I had a few people say that too. Pamela McDowell. Oh, no, I take that back. Jean Bartholomew. My mom gave us creme de menthe for tummy aches.
Mint is good for tummy.
No, creme de menthe.
I know, I'm just
It's a booze. We used to put that in hot chocolate.
I was just,
when I was in college.
When you were in college. So you guys, the reason why I say that this is a good project to practice your dry brushing on is because it's kind of a no-fail. Your low-lying areas are so low compared to the highlighted areas that you're going to have success, but this will give you really good practice, like practicing your hand with dry brushing, because that's all it takes is practicing. So if you've tried dry brushing and you didn't like it because you got strokes, like a lot of streakiness, it just takes practice. That's all. And so I go in a little heavy because I know like it's not going to get into my recesses unless I want it to, because they're so low on this corrugated cardboard.
On YouTube, Felicia Brown, true confessions. I recently told my mother that my grandmother gave us wine while we played cards, crazy eights with her.
Oh my goodness.
I was 5.
You were 5?
One of my best memories.
I remember my grandfather used to give me coffee in the morning, and my grandmother found out. She was so mad. It was probably mostly cream or milk with probably a teaspoon of coffee in there. But my grandpa would get up early in the morning and all the other kids would be asleep. So then I would just sit out on the porch with him.
Carol Roy
like
responding to tonic water for leg cramps. Do you think tonic water with gin in it will still work?
Maybe.
Yeah, Vanessa San Antonio, you're low on potassium, eat more bananas. I take potassium as a supplement every day. I still get cramps, and I know it's dehydrated. That's really what it is.
So you guys see that? So I put in, why am I struggling with this camera tonight? I think maybe you guys need to be a little bit this way, a little bit more. You get to see my tummy. So this one, you guys see how basically it's over the top and the dark is under the bottom. And so the contrast, I think, makes it look really cool. But I do want to push some paint into my recessed areas because I don't want it to look like it has stripes, right? So I'm going to take my dryer brush because I don't want a lot of product on there. And I am just going to go through like sporadically and just kind of push some of that metallic down into the recesses. But I still want to leave the black. I don't want to cover it up completely because that black really does offset your metallic really well.
Shane Sellers says, Royce, you have to try the Blue Ice Wave Brush. Bought one from Sweet and Sassy Treasures. Love, love, love it for dry brushing.
Oh, I'm going to have to try one. Is that DIY's? That's DIY's new brushes, isn't it? And Debbie is serious about her brushes, so.
Debbie Highland, I'm using our conversation as a lullaby for her baby granddaughter. Oh, that poor kid.
It's probably David's voice. So what do you guys think, right? Does it look like it could be metal, maybe? I think so. It's kind of streaky right there. So let me, I went in a little heavy with my brush right there.
Peggy Otto Finnegan says, me too, CBD.
Oh yeah, CBD works really good too.
We lost our CBD seller here.
I know, I'm so sad.
So we're trying to find a one with topical.
Yes, I prefer topical. I am just so, what's the word? I'm so cautious about how much my kidneys have to process. As we get older, we don't realize like the effect that has your body over time. And so I would rather use a topical, so it doesn't have to go through my system and my system has to process all that. But so I'm going to set this aside to dry, you guys. What do you guys think?
Ooh, Kay McFarland, she's a nurse. Tonic water's okay, so is magnesium, but be careful with potassium. Too much can be harmful. I take one small tablet in the morning.
So my bag isn't dry yet, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to seal this now. And then, or maybe we'll trim it. Let's trim it first and hope I don't get black paint on it. I think my table is dry. You guys see how fancy I am when I'm crafting? I'm horrible. I'm terrible. Let me clean up a little bit. I'm going to put my lid back on here.
Connie Berkrem, excuse me. My husband used to drink quinine water from the drugstore for cramps, but they haven't sold it for years. I remember quinine.
Oh, it's probably because it was...
Schweppes had the quinine.
Yeah. Oh. So this is my mercury, and I love Wise Owl's metallics, you guys, because you don't have to seal them. You know how sometimes when you use a metallic and you seal it, it loses some of its luster? So with the Wise Owls, you don't have to seal them. So you get to keep the beautifulness. And I know I'm going to have to go around my edges and make sure that my paper is like tacked down really good, but that's always easy. So I like to do it after I trim.
When we were doing our test, who was the one person that was in that group? Was it Sherry Martin?
And what test? Oh, no, it was Sherry Bernhardt.
Sherry Bernhardt, okay.
Yes.
So we were testing the equipment this afternoon, and because of the way it works with the system that Royce is using to broadcast across all the different platforms, you have to be in a group. And so we went into a group that hasn't been used
since the retreat. And apparently somebody said, hey, they're live in there. And just heard us talking. Yeah. I know, probably heard us fussing at each other.
Checking levels, that sort of thing. K. McFarland, topical still absorbs and can be metabolized by your kidneys.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it as much, though?
Corey Christensen says blue ice brushes are paint couture, not DIY.
Oh, I saw some blue brushes. I've seen them online, but I didn't really read to see what they were. I just saw people were carrying them.
Carolyn Holly Keller, you can get topical CBD, roll-on, and gel at Walgreens or CVS.
Okay. We had a local manufacturer here. She made topical stuff that you could put on.
She did soaps,
yeah,
lotions, and then creams.
Bath bombs.
Yeah.
The bath bomb, I'm afraid to use it because what if I get so relaxed I can't get my butt out the tub? I'm just saying. Stuff like that can happen. Let me see what my peeps are talking about. Wise Owl paint. Oh, thank you, Amy. You're so sweet. Where did you get the mercury paint from? Yeah, so it's Wise Owl. It's called Wise Owl Heavy Metals Gilding Paint. And it is really good. This is the 8 ounce, but I do have 4 ounces on my site. So if you wanted to try a smaller one first before you committed to the 8 ounce, that will be awesome. Sure. I know the black and silver, right? I like it a lot. Okay, I'm just going through comments on TikTok.
No, you're fine. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just do another layer on top of this, you guys. And I'm going to spend a few minutes drying this. We're almost done. We're going to fussy cut out some flowers after this to put on top of this. I think that's going to be gorgeous.
Sherry Martin says, I'm the other Sherry.
Yes. Hey, Sherry Martin.
And
Sherry's the one who teases me about the trees.
She also says DIY's new brushes are due mid-January. Sherry Benhart says, I'm the Sherry with an E. Corey Christensen, I had a potassium lost in the 80s. All right.
Maybe a lost?
I don't know what that means. K. McFarland, depends on what it is, but you usually don't get as large of a dose with topical. I'm actually a nephrology nurse.
Oh.
I don't know what that is, but thank you for your service. I don't know what nephrology is.
Well, I'm assuming, isn't that what that skull is from back in the day? Anyways.
I know who Nefertiti was, but that's as much as I got.
I wonder if that comes from there. I'm always interested in where words come from. Okay, so I'm going to do a really good coat. And you guys see how haphazard I'm being with this project? Because I don't care if I have wrinkles, right? I want it to look like an old gritty sack.
You're trying to do a craft, and everybody's sitting there going, all right, for cramps, here's what you do.
Oh, because we all got problems. We know.
Teresa Cathy on YouTube, you can drink a teaspoon or a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Mom used to drink it for cramps in her legs. Baby, we're solving some health issues here.
We are crafting and solving health issues. It's all good. It's all good. I hope that's why you guys like hanging out with us, because you just never know where legitimately, we don't know where the conversation is going to go.
Colleen Reinhardt says nephrology is the kidney.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's serious business. People don't realize so many of our viejitas. So I used to run a nonprofit that served seniors, and so many of them had kidney issues as they got older. And so I guess that's why I'm so conscientious of that. So this is the vintage wallpaper, you guys, and I just think this would be so pretty with the stripes. And so I just have to figure out where I want to cut out. And these are cabbage roses. I don't want it to be this huge one big old piece, but I'm thinking I can probably cut out this one, maybe cut out these leaves right here. And I'm not going to use the water method because I want them to stand out against the stripes. I'm not trying to blend them in. So I'm just going to use my scissors. I probably could have did this ahead of time, huh?
Becky Knudsen asks, what's the name of that paper?
This is the Vintage Wallpaper is the name of this paper. I'll show you guys the label.
That's what we're here for, Carol Beals. She says you offer multi-services to the community. That's what we do. That's what we do. We'll give you investment advice.
Oh, Lord, don't take investment advice from me.
I suggest investing in stamps, maybe pennies.
Oh, my God.
Old pennies.
I remember Mr. Ragland, his mom would play bingo, and he'd say, you guys are going to rob me of my inheritance. I'm like, yeah, playing penny bingo. 1 penny at a time.
That's right. Oh, Corey Christensen had a potassium loss in the 80s, had to be rushed to the hospital.
Yeah, it could, because it affects your heart function, I believe, if you have too much or too little. It's crazy how, fragile all of the ecosystems, whether it's your body or the environment,
Connie Berkram, my mom swore if you put a bar of soap out of the package under your mattress, you won't have cramps at night. It doesn't work.
I was like, a bar of soap? Whenever I hear old wives' tale, I immediately try to think about the science behind it. Because, I think people did things not really understanding, the science behind it, but it was there. So you guys see that? I'm just cutting out the roses. I'm just going to do a couple, just so we can see how I'm going to do it, okay? Because you guys know I'm going to have to use a plastic method because I want the roses to stand separate from the stripes. And I don't want to decimate this paper completely, so I'm trying to be thoughtful about how I'm cutting these roses out so that I'll have paper left over to use for something else.
Let's see. Sherry Martin suggests investing in gold teeth. Kim Moore Hardin, we have a local grower in White County, Arkansas. I will send you the information in an email tomorrow or Tuesday. I think it's CBD.
Okay.
She says the bombs do nothing.
Really? I just felt like, because you're in the tub, you're relaxed.
But it is.
If I get too
diluted
relaxed.
a lot, though, wouldn't it be?
Huh?
It's diluted.
That's true. It would be really diluted in that water.
I don't know. And then Vanessa San Antonio, yes. Oh, I'm going to try it. I had hypotassiumia and was hospitalized. I think that is the one where you have a loss of potassium. Your potassium level's too low.
They drop too low.
Vanessa also says the Irish Spring bar of soap does not get rid of mosquitoes.
It's supposed to work for mice.
And then Joy Brotus about the soap. It has to be ivory soap, only under the sheet. You shave off some every few weeks. It does work.
Oh, my.
I don't want to sleep with soap, though.
I think that if you drink enough water during the day, you're less likely to have cramps at night. That's just me. I could be wrong. Are you still taking the liquid IV to work, baby?
Yes. Matter of fact, and that day that I had awful foot cramps, which were cold. By the way, sticking your foot out from under the covers. For me, it makes my feet cold and then they cramp. But I used that.
I'm going to do one more, you guys.
Grown-up Gatorade. That's all it is.
But. Yeah, but it's not as well because the Pedialyte works, but it is so gross.
Oh, so sweet.
Oh, it is so sweet. We just couldn't take it.
No.
When we had COVID, I just wanted to make sure we stayed hydrated. So.
And I like it, and it works. So.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I am going to decimate this paper. I'm going to try not to because I want these 2 roses right here. And then I'm going to, we'll go back. What time is it? I feel like I'm trying to do too much.
You are at 1 hour.
Stop it. You guys make time go by too fast. Can I just say that? Okay.
Michelle Bell Creations. I'm late to the party. I take magnesium at night to prevent leg cramps at night. Not sure if that's what we're talking about.
Girl, we don't know what we're talking about, Michelle.
Pamela
I did
Adair.
want to talk about my salvage, but I don't know if I'm going to have time.
Irish Spring is good for keeping deer out of your brushes and flowers.
Oh. We live in town, so we don't have deer over here.
We do not.
people south of town may, though.
Little-
I don't know. One year, my friend had a bear in her backyard, and they live in Thatcher. I mean, over by the park. I mean, that's in town.
Yeah. Well,
But
I mean,
the bear came down.
we've got
though.
deer around. They just don't come into town.
They don't come into town.
She
I
has
think
kind
when
of
the
her,
drought got bad is when that happened.
She has kind of her husband used to suffer from awful restless legs. Now takes magnesium pill each day. It's transformed his life.
Oh.
We could be on the Learning Channel, Shane Sellers says. I don't know how much you're going to learn. You guys are the ones that are doing all the teaching. We're just...
Yeah, we're just reading the comments. It's good discussion, though. There's this comedian, what's his name? Bill Burr.
Yeah.
And he's all talking about how, as people, we have a tendency to hang around with people that we're comfortable with, which is usually people who either believe like us or look like us, but how we could benefit from hanging around people who are different because you learn things from other people. And the specific example he gives is lotion. Which my husband was lotioning up this morning, y'all. I didn't know what to do. What? He was lotioning all his whole leg. Because y'all know black folks, we lotion up everything. Everything. But, yeah. Lotion. That just cracks me up, that whole set. Should I do this one? You know what? I'm going to do this one later so that we can have time to get through everything. Because I'm going to do this before this bag even gets dry. I'm going to dry it out a little bit. And then I'm thinking we're going to need some topography. So we're probably going to still end up with some topography. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know how I get when my mind starts going. Let's dry this. I think we should put some topography in the middle and then sprinkle some roses on there.
Yes. Michelle Bell Creations. That ashy segment on his
Yes.
special. Yes.
See, she knows exactly which one I'm talking about.
So Bill is also in an interracial marriage.
Oh, so he knows.
So he knows. So he came off as, the typical Boston white guy.
Boston.
Yeah, but the reality is
he might still be the. Is Jody on here tonight? I won't bust her out. I won't tell you guys what she asked me. It was hilarious though. I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about
ashy. I just didn't know what it meant.
Oh,
I didn't know it meant dry.
That's what it is, dry. You can't be walking around,
Because I used to watch
looking
Def
like you've
Comedy
been busting
Jam.
bricks with your knees, baby. That's not okay.
Def Comedy Jam. They would always make fun of if any woman wore open-toed shoes.
Oh my gosh.
Whoever was on stage would get those ashy feet off my stage, and the crowd would go crazy. And I'm like, I don't know what ashy feet are, but apparently it's funny.
It is funny. We women are under so much pressure. It is such crap. Can I just say that out loud? Because I remember when, as a woman, like you have to have your hair together. You have to have, look beautiful. You have to have your skin together. Your feet have to look right. Men could walk around look like they've been busting bricks with their knees, toenails growing over the side of their shoes, and no one says anything. It's bogus. It's bogus. It's no bueno. I want to talk about, so George and I have been going through my wood pile.
Wait.
When I say,
Say that again?
George and I have been going through.
Oh, I thought you said Jordan. I was like, he hasn't been here for a while.
No, George.
Oh, okay.
George and I have been going through my wood pile, and we've been making stuff because sometimes I'll get messages from people and they're just like, they would love to do some of the projects that I show, but they don't necessarily either have access to the things that I use or they don't have power tools. And so I've created a whole portion of my website that just has salvaged craft supplies in there. So I wanted to show you guys because sometimes the pictures are kind of hard to see what it actually is. I was just making sure that edge is down. So I do want to show you guys some of the salvage projects. So you guys, when you go on the website, you can kind of see what size the things are. And I brought them all in here. And we even made some of these this week. And these are old cutting boards and spindles, but they're notched out and then they're attached to the boards. And this is going to be, these are salvaged. So they're not sanded. They're unfinished. They're just made. And then you guys can make them whatever you want to make them. make them beautiful. And there's pretty much one of a kind because everything is made with stuff that we find, right? So, this was a specific chopping board, and this is the spindle that's on there. I know it's a little late, but we do have a bunch of Christmas tree sets on there, and I think everyone is different. So you'd have to go on the site to see which one you want it. But we've made these using repurposed spindles. We ended up putting a small base on this one because the spindle wasn't wide enough to support the tree. And these aren't like glued on, you guys. We're using double-headed screws to screw these onto the tree. So they're not just like glued on there. They're really constructed. And then I have some old like table legs and spindles on there, and you can make candlesticks with these. And I just always decorate in odd numbers and in 3 different sizes, and so that's how we did all the sets. So there are different sizes that are available on there. Some of them are larger like that, some of them are smaller pieces like like these, where you could use for different crafts. And then we even have weird stuff, which I don't have this up yet, but like weird stuff. This is the kind of stuff I do. This is an old tennis bracket, but we've cut a piece of plywood and put it in between there, and so it's all clean on the sides. And then the screws are here in the back, so you could put little rubber pads on those, and this could be a tray, or you could make art with it and hang it on your wall. So if you guys are interested in the salvage, if you're on Facebook, you can put a hashtag salvage on there, and it'll give you the link to that part of my shop. But for everyone else, you can find it at roycycle.equid.com. I had a lot of questions, and so I wanted to make sure I went over that. Because last week I was getting messages from people, because I know when you look at the photographs, it's hard to tell like what's what. And I sent out a lot of wood last week too. It's kind of fun. And so I just want to dry this completely. So when you guys are using transfers, sometimes I might get a question from someone saying that their transfer is not adhering very well. More often than not, it's because your surface is not completely dry. So a lot of times we're working on porous surface, like this is paper. So even if the very top is dry, there may still be moisture trapped underneath. So you really want to take time to let that dry completely before you try to put your transfer on there. So I'm really focused on this area because that's where I'm going to put the transfer. And then we're going to put our roses on top of that. I think I'm going to have time to get both of these projects done. I'm feeling confident.
You're at 1 hour 7 minutes, excuse me. 1 hour 7 minutes. You have 23.
I have 23 minutes. And when I get done, just in case we don't have time, I'm going to take these flaps and just hot glue them to the back like that. I didn't do that the first time, but I solved that problem for myself. You guys know how it is. When you're upcycling and repurposing, you learn as you go. So let's get our transfer on. This is the traditional POTS transfer, and it has 8 pages of topography, like you would see on the old pots, and most of them are black, but you have a page of white and you have a page of blue. But I'm thinking that we're going to use the black. And I think I'm going to use a couple to really fill in this bag. This is my favorite one. I love this one. If I could have like a whole sheet of those, I would be so happy. But I think that that's too small, right? I don't think that scale is going to work because this bag is kind of big. Let me see. I think I'm going to take these two and kind of use them together. We're going to make it work, y'all. As Tim Gunn says on Project Runway, make it work. Yeah, we're going to do this. And that's the thing with this. Even though your transfers or your products that you buy come like a specific way, you don't have to use it that way. You can do whatever you want. That doesn't look right in the middle of that. So I'm going to take that out. And I'm debating if I want to put this over the top.
Sherry Martin says this could be a great Valentine class project.
Ooh, that's a good idea, Sherry. I was thinking about that too, because even the faux canister that we're making, because I have a frame somewhere, mold that I want to put on here. But like if this was Valentine's Day, you could just as easily use like a hard mold and put someone's, you know, I mean, you could use a smaller can, right? Which is what we're going to use tonight. And you could put someone's initial inside of that heart. Or you can put something springy in there and put some florals inside of it. So we're all like thinking about Christmas right now, but this really isn't limited to just Christmas. I'm going to eyeball this. I'm going to drive somebody crazy because I'm eyeballing it. But remember, it's supposed to be an old sack, so it's not supposed to be perfect.
So we had a question earlier. I thought we might get to it.
Okay.
The cardboard.
Yes.
Can you put the paper over it?
You know what? You could put the paper over it. You would have to start on one side and work your way across so that you could push it down into the crevices as you go. But you could absolutely, you know, put the paper over, or just decoupage over the top and then go through and cut, you know, the ridges in between. Because I thought about using one of like the metal texture papers on there. So that's something I might demonstrate in the future because I do want to play with that idea. Very good question. And so if you haven't used a transfer before, you guys, so the paper, I love using the paper, right? And you have a lot of good choices, but you are, I mean, you know, we're stuck, not stuck with, but the background is attached to whatever you're using, right? With the transfers, you only get the artwork. There's no background, even though you see the white. The only portion that sticks to your project is the actual artwork. The beauty of using both of them together is that you can extend your budget a lot further. A piece of paper can be anywhere from $7 to $10, depending on what market you're in. And a transfer costs like $40, right? $40 to $50, depending on what market you're in. So you can use your paper to extend the life of your transfers so that you get like the best value. And that's why I like using them together and layering them over the paper.
Patricia Cassida says, what transfers are those?
This is the classic. I don't want to lie to you, Patricia. Let me look. I am so terrible. This is the traditional pots. So back in the day, they had the classic pots, and it was like in a little tube. And when they made this one with the different colors, they changed the name. So I keep wanting to call it classic pots, but this is the traditional pots transfer. So it's a 4-page transfer. You get 2 pages of black, a page of white, and a page of the kind of the inkwell kind of color.
And Shirley Ann Beckett says she just joined late. When will the replay be available?
The replay will be available as soon as we're done. It'll be posted.
I mean, it takes a little while to process, but not long.
Not long. We're on YouTube or Facebook?
Facebook.
It doesn't take long, I don't think.
Well, an hour and a half. It takes a little while to process to get it up.
Okay.
Because I've done lives from work, and I usually have to wait maybe 10 minutes.
Okay, before you can watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah. And so you guys see how I pulled off a portion of this transfer from a different design, but it just gives this one more presence, right? So it's scaled properly for this piece. Because if we put something too small, it just looks like it doesn't belong. And I'm just like, literally, you just rub these transfers off, you guys. It's super simple. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And you guys see me taking my paper and just going over the transfer. I like using this paper because it's super slick and I know it's not going to pick up my transfer. And then I'm just making sure there's really good contact between the transfer and the surface so I don't have to deal with my transfer like lifting up later. And then we're going to do some roses. What time is it? I'm feeling pressure.
You have 15 minutes.
Okay, I'm good. Because all we have to do to the metal thingy is basically glue it around. Although I was going to try to put a frame on it tonight. I may have to just cheat and show you guys the picture later. And I do find that when I finish my projects during the live, you guys are more likely to get a finished photo. Me coming back to a project is sometimes a little sketchy. And I know that none of you know anything about that.
Kathleen Hoovis says, how will it look opened? I'm too lazy to do the back.
I know. So this is how they look when they're opened, because I didn't do the back of these. So if you're going to put it like against something, you don't have to worry about it, right? Because you're only going to see the front. So it's up to you. I'm using my jar opener to open my FIFO bottle because my hands, this cold air is killing me.
Oh, tell me about it. You got 15 minutes because 20, I think, will become a popsicle.
Why don't you turn the heater on?
Well, because we want to keep the sound good.
My sound man, y'all, he's particular over here. And if you're wondering why I'm not squeezing it out of the top of my FIFO bottle, because this FIFO bottle's probably been in here for like 6 months and there's not a ton of paint in this bottle, and I don't feel like fighting with the rubber gasket. So I am just doing it this way. You guys get to see the non-fancy Royce tonight. This is how I craft for real when I'm by myself.
We have a new name I've never seen before. Becky Hett, H-E-T-T.
Hi, Becky.
From Phoenix.
Let me see. Let me decide like where I want to. These are. Oh, I just love this already. Sorry.
Sherry Martin, we have such good intentions to come back and finish projects.
I know.
It doesn't happen ever.
Ever. And let me do something really quickly, because I know that when I flatten my bottom, I'm going to lose some of this, right? So I don't want to waste a rose toward the bottom and then lose it later. So I just want to kind of gauge where my actual visual area is going to be. So that 1888 is a good gauge for that. So what do you guys think? I kind of want the roses facing my topography.
Oh, Becky said she met us at Pinners.
Oh.
Well, very good. Chauncey Bushnell. Me and my grandma decoupaged with your papers on 47 of the OUI yogurt jars for neighbor gifts.
I want to see.
I've not done that much decoupaging like ever.
She's like, I never want to decoupage ever again.
So Chauncey Bushnell. I've only seen the name Chauncey one other time.
Now, really quickly, you guys saw me spritz water on this plastic, right? The only reason I'm doing that is so that my paper will stick to the plastic. And it also helps to stretch out my paper ahead of time so that it doesn't wrinkle when I put it down on my piece. And so I'm just going to take a small brush, and you guys can't really see what I'm doing. I have a little bit of clear coat in here. I'm just going to add some paint in here. And I like to do about 50-50. It gives me the opacity that I want so that my rose, because you guys see how, oh Lord, how transparent it becomes when it gets wet. Like you can already see like how transparent it is, right? So by putting the white paint and the clear coat on the back, I'm actually making it more opaque so it can stand on its own even against these stripes. And so I'm going to paint this on the back, and you'll still see the stripes a little bit, but not as much as you would if I would have just put this on here. And you guys will notice I'm not going all the way to the edge. I am just going almost to the edge. I can always go back underneath and put more clear coat, but that paint is going to squish out, and I don't want to end up with white paint all over my pretty design. And I did seal this first, so if I do get paint on here, I can wipe it off super easy. Whenever I'm layering my decoupage, you guys, I like to clear coat between so that I have more flexibility. Because if you do it right on top of your paper, whatever you do, like that's it, because the paper is going to absorb it. And if your paper absorbs too much moisture, you may cause problems. So I like to put some clear coat between my different layers to prevent any of that from happening.
Michelle Bell Creation says this is kind of Valentine-y.
It is kind of Valentine-y, isn't it? It could be kind of Christmas. Maybe it's Christmas for your Valentine. But no, Valentine's is the next holiday, though, isn't it?
And she also said, Chauncey was my boyfriend in 3rd grade, whether he liked it or not.
It's funny how we girls are so bossy, isn't it?
Let's see. Chauncey says, it's not a name you hear all the time, that's for sure. My mother had a neighbor with a horse named Chauncey, and that's how it became my name. I have only ever heard of it on African American males, never for a female. The one time I heard it was a white man in New York. He was a semi-journalist and pals with Howard Stern.
Oh.
Chauncey Hayden. It's the only time I've ever heard that name.
That name.
Yeah.
You know, that my name is like that too. So Royce, they gave me that name. It literally means son of Roy, by the way. My dad's name is Roy. So that's how I got the name Royce. But I've only ever met 2 other women named Royce. All the other Royces that I've met are men. In college, it drove me crazy. Every semester, I'd have to go through the Royce Hunt, present. You're Royce? Yes. Your name is Royce? Yes. Dude, I said present. Should I just do the 2? I need a 3rd one, don't I?
I think it's fair to say that things have changed since we were in college. And I was in college before you, 8 years before you. Now, people wouldn't think twice about any name.
No, because yeah. But I got harassed. Not harassed.
Ron?
Ron. That is one of my favorite skits. Well, because there's another comedian, and his name is Daryl, and he said, my name was Daryl all my life until I went to a black school, and then all of a sudden my name was Darrell.
Well, we talk about that with your brother, because I call him Kwame.
Well, that's what, he changed that pronunciation when he got older because he wanted to sound fancy.
And what's his name?
Kwame.
Yeah.
Kwame. Oh, we love you, Kwame. There was a rapper named Kwame in the 90s, and I believe that's when he started changing the way he said his name. Kwame. Okay.
Nobody ever knew how to pronounce my name. I knew in class to respond to whatever oddity they made out of my name. That's Chauncey. But the way it's spelled, it's Chauncey.
Yeah, how can they? Well, I mean, people get Royce wrong. I mean, it's a 1-syllable name. I think if it's something that they're just not used, they don't have any context for, they don't know how to say it. Because legit, people have called me Royal, Rice. I don't even know. It's a 1-syllable name. Royce. Royce. But it still
Alicia
happens.
Brown, I go by Flea. There's another Flea Brown in Santa Barbara, and we have friends, family in common.
Oh, wow. So I'm just going around my edges now, you guys, just making sure that it's tacked down really good. And then I'm going to put another layer of the clear coat or whatever medium you're using, decoupage medium. When I say decoupage medium, you guys, I mean whatever you're using to adhere and seal your decoupage. So whether you're using Mod Podge or a water-based clear coat from a paint brand that you use, or if you have a specific brand of decoupage medium that you prefer, or gel medium is something that you can use as well. I think for this month's resource, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make I don't know what to call it though. You know how when you're cooking, if the recipe calls for self-rising flour, you know that you can put a tablespoon of baking soda in some water, and you can make regular flour, cake flour, or if a recipe calls for eggs and you don't have an egg, you guys know what I mean. So I'm going to do that for craft supplies. Now I'm going to go over and dry this, but I do want to cover the whole thing. A big secret for me when I'm layering, you guys, if I just put this clear coat here around these areas, even when I dry this, I feel like I'm going to see those areas because there's going to be more product there. So I'm going to go over the entire thing with my clear coat to really unify this layer so that it's non-distinguishable, if that makes sense. Or what is it, non or un?
What?
Non-distinguishable.
So Celestine Todd says my name is, and now she hyphenated it for the syllables. My question then becomes, where is the emphasis? So it's Celestine.
I've always said Celestine. Are we saying it wrong?
Yeah, she says Celestine.
Oh,
I don't
Celestine.
know if
like Celeste?
Yeah, where does the emphasis go? Carol Royce says she gets called Roy Carroll a lot. Billy Keir said my former last name was Moon. You have no idea how many people ask me how to spell it.
Or I guess it could be M-O-O-N or M-O-O-N-E.
Yeah. Yeah. I see Moon, and my first thought is The Stand, because the one character who had autism, he would always spell things.
Oh.
And he'd go,
I cannot watch The Stand now. It has too much relevance to what's going on right now. I watched it the first time.
Chris Schmidt, substitution is the word?
Thank you, Chris. Help a sister out. Substitutions for like art stuff. So that's going to be the resource. So if you are not a Roycycled insider, you guys, you really do want to be an insider. I try to make my email list a true resource. And so you get a resource each month. And of course, for like Black Friday and for sales during the holidays, I only sent out information to my insiders. And so you can put hashtag insider if you are on Facebook. I'm going to have to figure out for the other platforms. If you are on TikTok, the link is in my bio. And if you are on YouTube, I will put the link in the comments of this video after we're done.
Tommy Smith on YouTube says, Tommy, always Tammy. I could see that.
Oh, thank you. Somebody says they love being insider.
Oh, and here I've been mispronouncing a name. So it is Elisa Bricker Visithin, not Alyssa.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Elisa.
Help us out now.
Patricia Cassida says,
we have
love
a
the stand.
Shane, and everyone thinks that she's a guy. Yeah. Shane, though, to me, seems like it's gender neutral. It could be either way.
Shane?
Yeah.
I've only known men.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out on TikTok. I appreciate it. I can't wait to do my drawing from TikTok, because I don't know if I've ever had this many people on before engaging. So that is marvelous.
Carolyn Keller, my partner's last name is Wisdom. So many people ask her to spell it.
Huh.
Look, my last name is Bell, and people ask me to spell it.
It could be Belle.
Yeah, but
or it could be Beal. Wait, how do you spell it? What's Bell's?
With Bell's Beall.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
So
which is the Irish, it's the Gaelic spelling of Bell.
You guys, I'm being really cautious. This heat tool that I'm using gets really, really hot. And these transfers are like micro thin pieces of vinyl. So I don't want to add too much heat to this transfer and have it curl up. So you guys just see me moving my heat tool around a lot. That's why. I want to dry everything, but I don't want to jack up my transfer.
Oh, here, now, we have another that we have been saying wrong this whole time.
Oh, Lord, y'all got to tell us these things.
Felicia Brown is not Felicia.
Oh, it's not?
It's Felicia. Named after a Panamanian woman.
Okay, Felicia. I got you.
All right. I'm laughing because on YouTube, Tommy Smith says she's always called Tammy.
Oh.
And on Facebook, Tammy Martin is always called Tommy.
Oh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think people have people have context for our names that already pre-exist before they know us. And so, I mean, it depends.
So just because it takes me a little while, just ask Patricia Cassida. It takes me a little while. So when I mispronounce your name, just tell me, no, you're saying it wrong. That's okay.
I'm going to turn my glue gun on and we'll come back to this because I'm going to do is...
You have 2 minutes.
I'm going to glue this down.
And we got to give away stuff.
And we have to give away... Okay. Let's do our chingadere. So we have our cardboard here, right? It's painted. It looks like... oh, you guys can't even see. I'm so sorry. We have our cardboard here. It's painted, right? It looks like metal. Let me show you guys. I'm sorry, my TikTok folks are like, "What are you doing, Royce? We can't see." So this is what our sack looks like right now. I'm gonna glue these flaps back, and so what'll happen, you guys, is I'm gonna flatten this bottom, and when I, put it up, it'll look like a giant grain sack, because we're gonna make it more dimensional. And so what I did on those photos that I showed you guys earlier is I just put a heavy can of paint at the bottom, but you guys can use whatever you want to like weigh your bag down. And then you can put whatever you want to put in there, or you can even use smaller ones, right? If you need like a smaller grain sack to put something in. So I just think this came out really cute. Good job, you guys, with the red. Okay, and so I have this, and I have my can. I'm gonna tell you a story about this can really quickly. I always see these in the thrift store, but do you think there were any in the thrift store when I needed one? No. So I went and bought these cookies just so I could do this for y'all.
What a terrible burden to have to bear.
I know.
To eat cookies.
I know. They actually are good. I kind of like them. So I'm just going to like wrap this around this, and this is how I do it. You can tell right here where it ends because you can see the line. Now, if I was being a really good crafter, I would go in and I would paint the top of this black too. So just in case, you can see into the can a little bit, instead of seeing cardboard, you would see more metallic, right? But we don't have time because we are out of time. I'm going to roll it from this side because that is tweaking a little bit over there. So
Marie Chavez says her given first name is Belle.
Oh.
Belle. She went through hell.
So yeah. I am going to snip this right here. I'm just going to snip it a little bit just so I know exactly where to cut. The cool thing about this being corrugated is I already have like straight lines already there for me, right? So I'm going to trim that right down the middle of that.
Cindy Tarleton Johnston, thank you for your sacrifice.
I appreciate it. It was horrible.
Marty Hardy says her real name, Del Marnette.
Oh.
No one has ever called me that. Or is it Del Marnay? I think it's Del Marnette.
And so you guys will notice my paper is taller than my can, and I'm kind of okay with that. But that's an option that you have. So I feel like whatever we use is really just to support the structure of your faux can, right? So it doesn't have to be the same size. It can be way taller or way smaller. It just depends on what you want. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to trim the top. I'm just going to show you guys how I hot glue this on there. So I think my gun is ready.
Belinda Ruth says use a bag of sand from the 5-quarter store for the grain sack bag.
Ooh, the 5-quarter store. I am going to put a row of hot glue right here. You guys know how I'm about my anchor row when I decoupage. I'm kind of doing the same thing here. I'm going to start off with an anchor row and try to line up my bottom so that it's straight, because how this glues on is going to determine how the rest glues on, right? And whether or not it's going to be level. So once I get that down and get it stuck really well, I'm going to get a few minutes to cool off. Then I can just come back and just zippity quick the rest.
Carrie McLean, my maiden name was Banks. People also asked me how to spell it. She could never understand why. Look, I ask people to spell their name all the time because I'm a journalist.
Well, yeah, and you don't know, because,
I tell people, look, even if it's simple, I ask you to spell. I ask people I've known for 10 years to spell their names for me, just in case I got it wrong in the past.
Yeah.
So, on the one hand, I'm kind of forgiving about spell your name.
Yes.
But on the other hand, yeah, when it's Banks, come on.
I used to work for the state, and so I grew up with people that I knew all my life. And I had names for them. There were the names I heard people call them for years, and I just assumed that was their name. And then when I started working for the state and someone would come in to apply for services, I would get their file. I didn't even know who it was until they showed up. I'm like, this is your real name? Because like Marty says, like nobody calls her by her like actual given name. So it's just funny to me how many people don't go by their actual name. They go by something else. And so you guys see how simple that is? Just super easy. I know I made it seem difficult because we're doing 5 things right now, but I had a frame. What did I do with it?
Donna Trobaugh just finished a decoupage pig.
Ooh, you guys know what? I love when you guys share your projects on the Roycycled Upcycling with Decoupage page. I mean, I know y'all don't care about what I love, but just know that when you share your work, you guys are inspiring other people to participate. So please share. And so this is a frame from the IOD mold, and I want to. So this is resin. And I kind of formed it around something, round when I first made it. And I can warm this up and it'll be more bendy. So my plan is to paint this and then put this on my can, right? So it's become something more than just the corrugated metal. So I'm going to do that and I'll post that when that was done. And I finished. That's it. All See? Right. Do we have any questions?
Well, I do have to say two things and then we'll do the drawing. Felicia said we almost made her cry by pronouncing her name correctly.
Oh.
So, yes, we know how that is. You want people to say your name right.
You want people to say your name right.
So we will say it now. If my last name was Banks and people asked me how to spell it, I'd say Money. Good line. All right, so we got to do a giveaway. So this one's on the Ticks and Talks.
On the Ticks and Talks. So I want to see if we have any questions really quickly. Let's see. There's a question about, it's a cordless glue gun. It's from Ryobi. I do love it. I have tape over the name because sometimes I do sponsored stuff and I can't show other stuff. I can't wait to try this with cardboard. It is so fun. And you can just think of all the different sizes because I like to decorate in 3s. And so those cookies are good. They are good. I didn't eat all of them. We still have a few, but the night's not over yet. We have to ride around, you guys, and go judge Christmas lights after we get done tonight.
I know, and there's no place to get like a good hot chocolate now because it's late on a Sunday. And
you had that hot chocolate bomb you got from...
but the milk is at least 4 weeks old. I
don't think there's milk in there. It's just powder. You have to warm up your milk.
No, the milk in the fridge. It's been in there a while.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take you guys down and hand you off to my husband, and he's going to scroll through and call out somebody's name. And then what I will do, I will post like a video of who won, and I'll mention you in my video. So you guys make sure that you're following Roycycled so that I'm able to tag you when I post the winner of the drawing. And so we're posting the first... Sunday we posted from Facebook. Last Sunday we posted from YouTube, and tonight we're we're pulling our drawing names from TikTok. And so I just want to appreciate everyone who comes to hang out with us all the time and participate in our madness. And so
sorry, TikTok, you got to deal with me. All right.
Sorry, they get to look at his nose hairs.
No, I'm just giving them the top of my head.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of comments on TikTok.
I know. That's what I said. Wow. I was happy. I don't usually have that many comments.
All right. So let's do a number between 1 and 20.
1 and 2015.
1, 2.
That's one of my favorite numbers.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoop. Well, not. What number did you give me? 15?
15.
Yeah, it was too much. So between 1 and 10.
9.
9. All right there. All right, now give me a number between 1 and 4.
3.
Amy Hurley 390.
Okay, Amy, do me a favor and message me your shipping address.
On TikTok, they're seeing me with a wild eyebrow hair go. Sorry
I'm
about
trying
that.
to get something to write Amy's name down. I don't have a pen here.
So Amy Hurley, AMYHURLEY 390. It's all one. There's no spaces or anything.
Amy Hurley, LEY?
AMYHURLEY 390.
Okay. So Amy Hurley wins the bag, the tote bag full of goodies. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. I hope, we're going to be out on Christmas Day. Now, y'all don't have to come hang out with us, but if you would like to, we will be here next week on Christmas Day, because we'll be done with Christmas by the time, So if you guys are bored and you're on your couch with a beverage, you guys are welcome to join us. Congratulations, Amy. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. You guys enjoy your week. Thank you so much. Remember, if you guys want to be an insider, if you're on Facebook, #insider, and you'll get a message. If you're on TikTok, the link is in my bio. And then if you want to be on the texting app, can you see the number right there, babe? I also send out text alerts. I remember to text you guys before our live tonight, barely, but I send out text alerts, and special sales also went out to my people who are on my texting list as well for the holidays. And we have new designs coming out soon, you guys. And if you're an insider, you will get to see the designs before anybody else. I always send out a newsletter to my insiders. You guys will get to see the designs, so you guys can hit up your Roycycle retailers and get your dibs in before they sell out.
Kim Kanzig, the TikTok is Roycycled.
Yes, Roycycled. That's what I am on TikTok. And I misbehave on TikTok a little bit. I'm a hot mess over there. You guys think I'm a hot mess on Facebook. It's worse on TikTok.
Hetty Joe Woodard
This is
says
so cute.
the Circle K going out to Solomon has good hot chocolate.
Oh,
We have to go out to
We have to
Solomon.
go east. Oh, yeah, that's right. The big Circle K.
Yeah.
I got to tell y'all, never mind. I won't go into my whole thing about QT. They're disappointing me lately. That's all I want to say. But thank you guys so much. You guys have a blessed week. If you guys want to join us, we will be here next Sunday, even though it's Christmas. Is there anything else? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Wendy Reese Purdy flying from New York to Utah. Have a quick layover in Chicago. Stop and get yourself a hot dog.
Oh.
There you go. Actually, Mike Gaines had just popped on
Right before I did?
on TikTok because I saw the Positive Gains. Check out his
the Positive Gains.
his podcast.
So Amy, you just right here on TikTok, you can send me a message. You know what? I'm gonna have to follow you, aren't I? In order for you to send me a message. I will find you, Amy, and I'll follow you so that you can send me a message with your shipping address. We'll do that.
There you go.
Because I have your name written down here.
Perfect.
So I'll make sure and get that done. Alrighty, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a blessed week, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, wait, before we did, happy Hanukkah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah.
It's the first time of Hanukkah. So.
And I can't pronounce so next week, Hanukkah will still be going during Christmas. We could talk a little bit about what we had discussed. But happy Hanukkah to anybody who's celebrating.